Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. This is my first live stream in a while, but I'm hoping to make these regular. Now, today I have pretty much some announcements to make and also just a general chat so I get to know you and you get to know me. So I'll be covering quite a few things. These are in regards to what my future is when it comes to my life on YouTube, what I aspire to do, and the reason why I'm really bored of creating the kind of videos I'm creating today. So we'll be talking about that today. And as we go along, you can ask me any questions and I'll be able to answer those questions as well. But today is pretty much general. But if you want me to go into web design stuff, yes, we can talk about that. We can talk about Divi. I'm really cool with that. Okay, so before we get started, if you can hear me loud and clear, please do let me know in the comments box. And also, if you could do me a favor and share this on Facebook and also on YouTube. I'll really, really appreciate that. Okay, so I can see we have quite a few people here already joining in. We have Christine. We also have Kanan, I think, from India. Awesome, nice to see you. It's fantastic. I'm also on Facebook, by the way. Oh, we also have Rose that has just joined in. This is fantastic. Right. Okay, let me just make sure that on Facebook here, everything is live and everything is working okay. Okay, great. So everything seems to be working fine. Today's episode is brought to you by divicake.com. Check out the huge selection of Divi themes, layouts, and plugins. The link is in the show notes below, and also you can go to divicake.com. Okay, so here it is. I mean, pretty much, to be honest, I'm really bored. I don't have that passion that I used to have when it comes to creating these how-to tutorials. I know quite a lot of people have given me feedback saying they like the videos and all of that, but me, from my side, creating these videos, it's not really as exciting. Now, if you've joined my YouTube channel from before, you'll notice that I started off with showing people how to use Photoshop, and then I transitioned into how to design websites, how to lay out your websites. And then throughout all that, I also spoke about a lot of graphic design stuff, like how to create logos, how to create layouts in InDesign, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason for that is because mainly I come from a background of visual communication. So graphic design, visual communication, anything creative is pretty much what keeps me ticking. So that is why you saw those kind of videos. But now I've reached a point where I feel like I'm stuck and I'm not moving forward, and I'm not really creating as much fun stuff as I would like to. So as a result of that, I don't have that passion and that enthusiasm to create these how-to videos. So I'll be discussing what I'll be changing moving forward, and hopefully you can also help me throughout this. And I'll also like to hear your feedback from you watching my videos. And as I said, this is basically a chat where we're just talking, where you get to know me, I get to know you. I also talk about things that I think I need to move on with. So I'm just going to check here quickly and see if we have any questions. Okay, so Christine here says Elegant Themes has the LMS layout. If I use that, do I still need LMS like LearnDash or Lifter LMS? The answer to that is yes. The learning management system that Elegant Themes provided is more of like a manual way of creating a learning management system. But in order for you to have a website where you can set out your courses and lessons in a nice, clear way, you do need LMS or a Lifter LMS or LearnDash, because the way it's done is very manual and you have to go in and make a lot of customization. So I don't really commend that, to be honest, Christine. Make sure that you either go with LearnDash and LiftLMS. Now, which one do I prefer? I prefer LearnDash. That's what I use on Divi University. And it seems to be working fine. It's solid and it's very easy to use. And in fact, I have an affiliate link, which I can include in the comments box at some point if you want to use that. And if you use that affiliate link, I will give you access to the LearnDash course, because again, this is something we're going to discuss today. So I'll give you access to that so you can get to know how to use LearnDash and how to integrate it well with Divi. So if I forget throughout this, just remind me. I'll send you that link to purchase LearnDash. And that's, like I said, that's what I recommend. But of course, LiftLMS is quite good as well, but I haven't really used it. I tried it, but I didn't like, I didn't really like it. I preferred LearnDash. Okay. There's another question here from Christine. You talked about the Astra theme. Can I use Divi layouts with Astra? Absolutely. You can use Divi layouts with Astra. But here's the thing. The reason why I used Astra with the Divi theme is because I was having problems trying to get LearnDash to work with Divi. So the workaround with that was to use Astra to make things work well together. But now we are introducing a new update which will allow us to go in and customize these course and lesson pages. So this is going to be a great update, and I'm sure it's going to be with us within the next week or 2 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to that. And once that's out, that means you can purely use Divi for your learning management system. Okay, but just to quickly answer your question, yes, you can use Astra and Divi at the same time. And this could be situations where there's a lot of things you love about Astra. So that could be your main theme, and Divi could be used with that. But remember, it's the Divi plugin, not the Divi theme. Because if you use the Divi theme, there'll be a conflict. That won't work. Because either you have Astra as the theme or you have Divi as the theme. But if you want to use both Astra and Divi, it has to be Astra and the Divi Builder plugin. I hope that's clear. Okay. Wayne says how to eliminate the limit time displayed with the success message when utilizing redirect with the contact form. I don't think there is a way to limit that time. I know it takes a bit of time to do that redirect, but I think it's because of how it's set up. So that is why it does that. But your website speed may also have something to add to that. So if your site is really slow, that also adds to that. But yes, I do agree with you. There is a delay in that, but I don't know of any fixes that could sort that out. Okay. Right. Rose says, do you have a realtor layout in Divi? I think there is one, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll double check on that and see. But these will be the pre-made layout. So I'll take a look at that and see if there's a realtor one. But I'm sure I came across one. Okay. Lee says you need to design a bookshop website using Divi. Do you have any videos on bookshop related themes and styles? At the moment, I don't have any videos on that, but this is something that I can create a tutorial on, and I will make a note of that right now. So bookshop. Okay. Let's take a look here. There's quite a few questions coming up. We have Monique that has just joined us. Thank you for joining us, Monique. In Divi Cake, a few things are not transparent, like how much the templates, plugins, and themes are being sold by each users there. The details give us courage to spend time and build. Right. Canon, if there is something that's not clear about DiviCake, I would recommend that you go to divicake.com and contact the team there. I know the guys behind DiviCake. They're very, very good. And that is why, if you notice, I don't really recommend companies or work with a lot of companies. I prefer to do that with companies that I feel are doing a great job, because the stuff that I do here on this YouTube channel, I know my recommendations are based on the trust that we have. So I would not really, put you in the direction of companies that I think are not really good. So I would say get in touch with them. If there's anything else that that you want me to present to them, just drop me an email or a comment in the comments box, and I'll go and I'll speak to them directly, because I'm in constant contact with the guys at DiviThemes. With DiviCake, sorry. Okay. Toronto hotspots. Thank you for joining us. Right, let me see. Right. Toronto Hotspot says, do what your heart wants. You've provided incredible value for your audience or fans. I personally have gotten so much value from your hard work and dedication to the community. Oh, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that the videos that I've put out there have really helped quite a lot of you. So that's a very good thing. Thank you for that. Wayne says, understand your burnout, but do so. Appreciate DV info that you've started. Again, thank you very much for that. Rose says, is there a way to contact you? Yes, you can contact me. In fact, let me just put my email in there. Right, so Rose, that's my email if you want to contact me. Right, so let's address this main thing that I spoke about initially, about the burnout and the passion of creating these videos. Now, the type of videos, as I mentioned, that I'm creating, which are the how-to tutorials. First of all, I feel like this is just me just creating content without really involving everyone like you, the people that are subscribed to my YouTube channel and that consume my content. And it seems to me on my side like it's a one-way channel. I know there's comments and a lot of feedback, but it's just the type of videos. Now, as I mentioned before, I like challenging myself, and I like things that are pretty much like different every time. So if you look at the videos that I create, pretty much it's just web design, it's Divi, and nothing else. So what I was thinking now to resolve this burnout or me being bored about creating this type of videos was to maybe add a twist to it. Maybe kind of like a vlog where you get to see like my behind the scenes, how I start my day, and also add more elements. Like, for example, in the videos that I'm going to be creating in the future, maybe have you provide me with your questions via video. So that video would be part of the show. So these are just like my ideas that I have. And the reason why I'm thinking that way is because it gives me more creativity in editing the videos and in putting that show together, because I will have something different every time when it comes to putting together the show, as compared to me just creating videos on how to create a banner or how to create the header in Divi or how to create a page in Divi. That is more, how can I describe it? It's just a one-way track for me, and it's not really exciting. But so these are just my thoughts. If I have, let's say, you send me like your questions via video, I think that would make it even more interesting and more challenging for me, because I feel I'm not really challenging myself. And also something that I've always wanted to do was to do a bit of filmmaking, like videography. That's something that I also, like I've always wanted to do. So I'm thinking of really putting that together as well as provide the tutorials for you. So it's not just a how-to, if you know what I mean. It's more like a mini documentary, but that leads to that how-to. So that's how I'm thinking. So in this, I'm thinking maybe have a Q&A, like questions where you send me like some videos. Of course, we'll have the how-tos, but they won't be as long, like 30 minutes in the how-to. I mean, I'll find like good topics to cover, and those topics will be based on the feedback and the questions that you give me. And also, I would like to add something which I think is will make things even more interesting. And this is website critique. So if you send me your websites, I can take a look at them and give you some feedback on how you can improve that. Okay. So that to me, as I mentioned, as I say, these are just like my ideas towards what I think would keep me excited about creating these YouTube videos, because I'm not saying I don't want to do them anymore. That's it. No, I'm just saying I just want to try and make them more exciting and make them a bit more challenging for me. By doing that, I think you get even more benefit from these, because we are interacting. You get to see what I do behind the scenes, how I get to work or my challenges, stuff like that. So it's more like a conversation. So that way I think it's more interesting, because, my days are, different every time. And so I can see there's a lot of questions coming here. Let me just take a look here. Let's take a look. Okay, Monique here has a very interesting idea, and I think this is good. A day in the life developing a website for a client. Yeah, I think that works as well, because it's documenting the whole process. Now, that is a fantastic idea, because it's both challenging and at the same time exciting. So you get to see like behind the scenes, whereas most of the time you just see me behind this camera, and that's pretty much it. So yes, that's a very good idea. In fact, I'll make a note of that. Right. Raul says, why sometimes in the page builder, when I have it enabled, all the changes are visible and they look great, but when I press exit, it looks different from the changes I made. What could be happening? I've had that a few times, where I save something while I'm designing in the visual builder, and then when I save, things look a bit different. Now, that problem has since gone away from the updates that I've made to Divi, because I tried to make sure that I'm running the latest version of Divi. So I would say run the latest version of Divi, and also it could be that you may have a plugin that's causing that. So that's also another possibility. So just try and disable all your plugins, make those changes, and see if you're still having the same problem. But I did have that problem before, but as I mentioned, it went away when I did all these updates to Divi. Okay. Right. Saeed says, please answer my question. Now, let me try and find that question. What's the question? Saeed. Okay, Saeed says, I need to learn Photoshop, please. Well, Saeed, I have a course called Photoshop for Web Designers. That's on dvuniversity.com. So head over to dvuniversity.com and check out that course. Now, I also have some free videos that I've made on how to use Photoshop for web design that can be found on this YouTube channel. So go and check it out. And there's a lot of information there on how to on how to use Photoshop. Okay, let's take a look here. Right, Lean says, how do I download my website? Apparently, I want to work offline and I need to download my website offline. Okay, so there's a plugin called, what's it called again? Let me look for it. This is a fantastic plugin. In fact, I've made a tutorial about it. It's all-in-one migration, I think. All-in-one migration. No, all-in-one WP migration. Right, let's take a look. Yes, it's called all-in-one WP migration. Let me just send you the link. Right, so here's the link. Right, so this plugin is fantastic. I've actually made a review and a how-to about it. It's the video is on my YouTube channel, so if you take a look there, you don't have to go very far because it's not. I think it was done about 2 months ago. So take a look at that video. It shows you step by step how to back up your website if you want to pull a website from a live environment to a local environment, or vice versa. You can also have your local development uploaded onto the server to make it live. So that's a fantastic plugin. Hope that helps. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look here because we also have, I'm also here on Facebook. Right, okay. Yes, that plugin that I've just spoken about is free. Okay, so, you know, with these websites that I create, with these tutorials, what I'd like to know from you is, what do you use your websites for? Because I guess this is something else that I can also, some of the information that I can use to help me create even better tutorials. So what do you use your websites for? If you can just do me a favor and let me know in the comments box what you use your websites for, or why you want to learn web design, I think that will really help. So anything along those lines, I think would be great, because I'm trying to create these videos in such a way that they cover, you know, pretty much a wide, you know, spectrum of things, not just how to use, you know, Divi, or showing you how to use, you know, the slider, for example. I want to create videos where everything's in context. So please do let me know what you use your websites for. If you're a freelancer, what sort of, if you're a freelancer, obviously you're creating videos to, creating websites, you know, to, selling web design services. But pretty much I'd like to know what you use your websites for. Okay, Christine, landing pages. Fantastic. I think this is great. And I actually had on one of my list of videos to do is to create tutorials on how to create landing pages and funnels. Okay, because I think Divi is so powerful that you can do all these things. So rather than just doing like how to create this page, how to create a website, making Divi more functional, I think is more powerful. And landing pages is great. So that's a very good way of using this. Information website, again, that's fantastic. That's great. Oh, wow. Wayne says, I utilize Divi to create vocational rental websites. Fantastic. That's great to hear. Um, okay, I'm just going to check here on Facebook as well. Right. So if I break down what a website does, pretty much where your responses here cover the functions of a website. So a website is mainly used to create awareness, branding. You could use it as a blog, as a journal. You can use it as a lead generation tool. So this is, like getting your prospects and also building your mailing list. You can design your website as a hobby. You can also have websites to sell your products or your services. So now that I've mentioned this, if I were to create tutorials on how to do lead generation on Divi, or how to create an online training website, how to create a membership website, how to create an affiliate website or an online shop, and if it's awareness, this is where I could talk about the value proposition, what needs to be on your website to let people know what your website is about. And if it's a blog, maybe we can talk about how to create articles, how to create videos, the tools, and all those things that are needed. So you can see here from this quick breakdown, it moves me away from just talking about Divi, but now talking about the functionality of what the website can do for you. And this is my vision moving forward. And I hope you share that vision with me, because as I mentioned earlier on, just Divi how-tos, it's not really cutting it for me, So I hope this change is something that will make you really excited, and also including the behind the scenes, the website, the web design critique, where you get to show me your designs, and I can, discuss that with everybody else, and show you, ways where you could improve it more from a design point of view. I can see here we have some questions. Lean says, I use my website for marketing, but recently I'm making a blog where I just talk about anything just to express myself. So I'll share with you once it's done, that you can critique. Fantastic. That's great. And I'm really glad you're doing that. Monique says a membership website will be good. Fantastic. Membership websites. Yes. Wayne says, any way to include a file upload option in contact form. I'm not sure if that option is there right now. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure you can do an upload in the current Divi contact form module. But I'll double check on that. Rose says, I use my websites for SEO, digital MIT, web design, and bookstore with blogs on them. I have a client that is a realtor broker. Challenge with him is getting listing on. Fantastic. Right, this is great. Okay, so I think we can see here that once we start now moving away from the main core, which is the website itself, it gets even more exciting. And this is where I think you're going to get more value from me, because I'll be talking about all these areas that you are using your websites in. So that's really cool. And I'm really excited by with your responses and where things could go from here. Because to be honest, I spent about 3-4 weeks trying to think about how to express this or the way I feel about the videos and where things are going. And to be honest, yes, it does bring a lot of burnout, and that passion goes away. But now with your responses, I'm glad I've managed to do this, and it hasn't been easy, to be honest, because I know a lot of you watch these videos, and I wasn't sure how you'd react. And so far, your reaction is positive, and I'm really glad that this is the way, with your support. And I'm really excited to, start creating these videos. So I can see there's more comments that have just come in. Lean says, how about moving to Android development? What do you think about that for a change since you're looking for challenging stuff? Right. Lean, Android development is more like programming, and I'm not really more on the programming side. I love creative stuff. So anything creative, that's me. But when it comes to real like programming, no, that challenge is a bit too much for me, and that will completely move me away from the core of my site, which is more like web design, creative stuff. So it will be more like programming. So that's why I wouldn't really go that route. Okay, yes, I will post the affiliate link. Wayne says, does your personal update mean the end of Monday morning Divi events? No. In fact, let me expand on that. The Monday morning live show, that's an Elegant Themes live show. So if you've noticed, and I know this can be very confusing because I'm the same person that hosts the show for Elegant Themes, and I also do the same on my own website. So right now, you're on my personal channel, right? So this is not the Elegant Themes channel. This is my personal channel. So I know that can be a bit confusing, to know what is going on there. So whatever is happening with Elegant Themes, that's all going to continue. So if you prefer watching the how-to tutorials, the pure how-tos, that's already on Elegant Themes. And sorry about that. I guess this is something that I wanted to also mention earlier on, and I just got sidetracked. So I'm a contractor with Elegant Themes. So with Elegant Themes, I also create how-to tutorials, okay? And that's on the Elegant Themes YouTube channel, right? And I also have my own channel, the one that you're on right now, which is Mac, okay? So that's my channel. So when I joined Elegant Themes, I had this channel. I mean, this channel is over 10 years old now, so it's been there for a while. So this is my personal channel, and this is where all the changes are happening. So this is where I want to make it more exciting, more challenging, more behind the scenes, the stuff that I spoke about in the beginning. So this is where it's going to happen. On the Elegant Theme side of things, if you're still interested in the how-tos, how to use Divi, that will continue on the Elegant Themes YouTube channel and Facebook page, because that's what my contract with them requires me to do, how to do tutorials with them. So instead of me doing the same or similar stuff, how-to tutorials in Elegant Themes, both on Elegant Themes YouTube channel and my own channel, that's a bit, too much. I feel like I'm doing enough of Divi for me to continue doing it on my own channel. So this is why I want to change things around, make it a bit more exciting. You get to see behind the scenes, my environment that I work in, the building itself around me, my commute to work, stuff like that. Okay, I hope I've cleared that. Let's see. Quite a lot of questions coming through. So Wayne, I hope I've answered that question. Tamer says, my question is, what are the best plugins combination for a friendly to use LMS with only front end use for subscribers? Right. Now, if you want to have a front, in fact, okay, let me answer this question simply. The best plugin, I would say LearnDash. Okay. It's very easy to use. And as I mentioned in the beginning, quite a few of you have asked about an LMS. I recommend LearnDash. And if you use my affiliate link, I will also give you access to the course that I'm putting together on how to use LearnDash itself It's solid, it's fantastic, and I use it for my channel, Divi University, and also on WP User TV. Now, here's the thing: if you want the course to be a front end, then you don't have to put it behind a paywall. So that plugin does all that for you. So it's friendly as you're asking, and it's very easy to use. Right. And Tamer, what you can also do is, in addition to having your LMS website, you can also add a forum. And this is something that I'll be working on. And if you guys want to see how I do that, I will also make a tutorial of it. So I was just thinking that having that community and having that forum where people can ask questions in there, that works really well. Because what I've noticed as well is, I don't know about you, about yourselves, but when I have so many angles of people to contact me, it can be a bit challenging, because sometimes I get people contacting me via email, sometimes it's YouTube, sometimes it's Facebook. So having a central place where on your website you have a forum where you attend to all those questions, I think that is a fantastic idea, and that's something that I'll be doing on diviuniversity.com. Okay. Lean says, I have a contact form on one website created by Divi, but if a user enters information, it is saying try again or refresh the page. Then if you refresh and retype, it submits. So again, when you have these type of problems, the first thing that I think about is it's a plugin conflict. Okay, because sometimes there's plugins on there that don't work well with Divi. So just take a look at those plugins and see what the problem could be. And if it helps, Divi has a feature where you can do a rollback. So you can actually roll back to a previous working version, and then until you address the problem that you're having with that error message. If that continues, what I would suggest you do is to go to elegantthemes.com and just put a ticket out there, and that our support team could help you with that. But these type of problems, do happen, because these plugins and plugin updates that could not work very well with Divi. So just take a quick look at that. Right. Monique says, yes, a forum that is membership only is what I meant earlier. I would want user to log in order to gain access to the forum. Does that make sense? Yes, Monique, that absolutely makes sense. So let's say for Divi University users, the only way they can access the forum is if they are members. So if the members log in, they can see, the forum. But if you're not a member, you probably get like an error message. So you can set it up that way that when they try to access the forum without being a member, they get an error message saying you need to be a member to view the stuff on the forum. So that's how it would work. So yes, I'll be doing a tutorial on that. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, so let me get you that link to LearnDash. Okay, right. So here's the link. So if you want to get LearnDash, here is the link. It's just wpusertv.com/LearnDash. Okay, there you go. So if you purchase your LearnDash using that link, just let me know via email. I will give you access to the course that I'm putting together on how to create courses using Divi and LearnDash. Okay, so the course has already been recorded. I'm just doing the final touches to it. So in the next, I'll say 1 week max, that course will be complete. But if you are really eager to have access to that, I'll release a module at a time. Okay. Grow Your World says, what is the best plugin for selling or giving tickets away for free to an event? Right. I'm not sure of any plugins that does that, but the first thing that comes to mind is why not use WooCommerce, because you can set up your ticket as a product, and you can make that ticket free, or you can have a coupon code for it. Now, if there's anyone out there, I mean on the live chat that knows of any plugins that Grow Your World is asking, please do help us with that. And Wayne says, will you be doing a weekly presentation of your personal channel with the new format? Absolutely, yes. So this new format that I'm talking about today is going to be happening on my personal channel. Okay, so this will be here. So for those of you that haven't subscribed onto the channel, please do so, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Because if you don't hit the bell notification, you won't be notified when the new video is out. Okay, so that's one of the YouTube, how YouTube works. It used to be okay back in the day when you were a subscriber, you would see when the channel you subscribe to releases a video. But nowadays, it doesn't work that way. So you have to hit the bell notification. If you click on the bell notification, you will get the update. So make sure you click on that. Right. Rose says, will the contact form integrate with MailChimp and newsletters? Yes, the contact form does integrate with MailChimp. So yes, you are able to do that. Wallace says, is there CSS code to align blurbs horizontally? I'm sure you can do that. I mean, to do that, what I'll do is I would create a new. In fact, let me see if I understand you well. If I understand you well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go quickly to my site and just do a quick demo and see if what you're asking me is accurate. Okay, just bear with me. Right. So what I'm going to do quickly here is I'm going to switch over here to my website, and let's go to a brand new page and use the Divi Builder, use Visual Builder. So when you say align blurbs horizontally, what you could do is you could come over here and insert your columns like that, and then that's your blurb. I'm going to save that. And then I'm just going to copy. Okay, so those are your blurbs. They are now horizontal. So that's the way I would do them. So yeah, I don't know if I've answered that question. So do expand in the comments box if I haven't answered that correctly. Okay. Is this Michael? I think. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name well, but the question is, or the comment is, I see you have followers from all over the world. Mainly thanks for the Divi tutorials. Is this consistent with personal business strategy? What actually are you selling to your community? Okay, very good question. Right, what I sell to the community is the actual tutorials on like in-depth tutorials. Like for example, I have tutorials here that I create on the channel, and these are how to do, things in Divi, Photoshop and stuff like that. But I have Divi University, which is my main site at the moment, And this is where I sell in-depth courses, which teaches you further how to, let's say if it's designing a website, I go into detail further in a structured manner to show you how to design websites using Divi. And I'll be doing the same with Photoshop. I also have courses on Photoshop, and I have a ton of courses coming up. One of them is the how to create membership websites, how to create a course website using Divi and LearnDash. So this is what I sell. So my YouTube channel is pretty much where I get to interact with the community. But if anyone wants something more in-depth and more structured, that's when they can go to diviuniversity.com and purchase those courses. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. Right, moving on here. Ria says, just want to ask, being an interior designer, can make advanced web for clients? I'm not sure I understand these questions. Okay, Ria, I'm not sure if I get this question correct, but if you're asking if you can do advanced websites for interior designers, the answer to that is absolutely yes. Because Divi, I know, in fact, there is a pre-made layout on interior design. Check it out on Elegant Themes. You could actually use that as your starting point, and then you can add your own images to it. But the key to creating professionally beautiful looking interior websites, it's about presentation. So make sure that the photos that you use are professionally taken, and they're vibrant and they look great. So that's the main thing. But yes is the short answer to that. You can. Right. Wallace says three blurbs across and 6 down in one container. Right. That you'd need to use CSS, Wallace, and there's a tutorial that we made on the Elegant Themes channel where you can use CSS to have more columns. But there's also an update coming up because this is one of those requested features that the community has been asking about, the columns, like having 6 columns or even more. So that update is coming very soon, and we won't need to do the CSS in order for us to achieve that. So that's great news. But if you can't wait for a few weeks, then I'll find that link and I will include it in the comments box so you can take a look at how to do that manually. Okay. Christine says, which software do you use for this video showing and switching to your screen? Right, I use Wirecast, and in fact, I did a tutorial not so long ago. I think that's the latest video on Wirecast, and there's also a link to the trial version in that video. Now, Wirecast is the paid version. It's quite expensive, but it's very, very easy to use. There's also other options out there like OBS, but the quick answer to your question is I use Wirecast for this. And also I use this little item here. I'm not sure if you can see it. This is called a Stream Deck. Stream Deck. So what I've done here is I've customized my buttons. So when I click these buttons here, they switch to whatever it is that I'm working on. Like, let's say, for example, right now you can see me. If I click this button here, it switches over to my desktop, and you can make more and more things here. So let's say you want to have a video to play, or maybe it's a jingle, right? You can assign a button to it, and then when you click that button, it plays that jingle. Or if you have, let's say, a slide that you want to show, you can just do that, and now it shows a slide. So all these buttons here are assigned, and that all can be done using Stream Deck. Okay, so that's the tool. I'll also include that in the link below. So that's how I create my live show. Right, so let's take a look here if we have more questions. Okay. Rose says, will that be good for a real estate website? I'm not sure what will be, what the question is. Right. Rose says, what about tutorials on equipment you use to help future YouTubers? Right. That's a great idea. And this is something that I'll be doing. I'll be doing an in-depth tutorial where I talk about my whole setup, because there's quite a lot of things here. Unfortunately, my camera is quite far, so I would have shown you like my mixer that I use, how I connect my audio to my computer, and all that good stuff. So those tutorials will be on their way. I'll be working on those as well, so that you get to know how to create content for your website. Okay. Take a look here if you have any more questions. Okay, so keep those questions coming if you have more questions. Right, so as I mentioned, the new video format is pretty much going to be a bit different to what you're seeing now. It's going to be, it's going to have questions, it's going to still have how-tos, but it's more like a show where we have different, dimensions to that particular show. The aim here, because obviously there's going to be a bit more work involved in this as compared to just me creating a how-to. I'm going to aim to do 2 a week initially, and then see how you all resonate with that. If it's something that you're enjoying and it's something that you like, that's when I can sort of like increase the days that I produce the video. But the main thing here is I don't mind creating, exciting stuff. So, I can put in my work onto this as long as, it's helping you, it's keeping you entertained, and it's helping you with your web design process. To me, that ticks the box. That's the main thing. I don't want to just create this for the sake of just being creative. It has to be something that you enjoy. So we'll do a few episodes, perhaps maybe even like 6 or 7. Take a look at that feedback, and I really would like to know what you think and where I can improve, because I want to make this more of a show that involves everyone. I don't want it to be like one-dimensional, whereas it's just me pushing content out to you. But I'd like to be inclusive, so we all get to enjoy the show. We all get to contribute. We help each other out, and so on. And this is something that I'm also expanding on Divi University. For those of you that want to take different directions, I'll be asking like questions on courses that you want me to create, and stuff like that, because I really would like to help quite a lot of people. Improve or enhance their careers with web design, because it certainly has changed my life. Because right now I'm doing the things that I love, and web design is what enabled me to do that. In fact, let me share a story with you. But before I do that, let me just take a quick look here and see the questions that we have here. Rose says, I really like your background, and it's very clear, and the audio is on point. Thank you very much for that. It took me quite a while to get this audio set, because I'm not an audio engineer. So pretty much it was just YouTube tutorials and trying out different things. And I pretty much go over the board with a lot of things. Like the microphone that I had before, it was fully functional, but they call it the proximity, right? So if I were to, let's say, move to the side and start speaking, it will really cut off, the audio. So that really frustrated me. And I ended up buying this microphone here, which is quite pricey. I think I bought it for about £300. But you see, that was something that was nagging me. And then when it comes to the mixer as well, I tried about 3 different mixers just to get the right audio. So if you can hear this audio loud and clear and it's nice, thank you very much, because I did put a lot of work behind the scenes just to get it right because I'm a bit over the top like that. And the lights, if you want to know about the lights, I use Philips Hue. So I actually control the lights using this app right here. So I can actually go in and change the colors. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the colors are changing. So I thought it was really cool. But again, as I mentioned, I'll be sharing all these things behind the scenes in the upcoming show. Right. Monique says, oh, what was the question here? Christine says, general question, can I use Divi layouts with another theme? The answer to that, unfortunately, is no. You cannot use Divi layouts with another theme. However, you can use the Divi Builder plugin with another theme. And this is something that I explained earlier on. So Divi, as a standalone, it's actually a theme on its own, right? And therefore, if you wanted to use that, of course, you can't use another theme with another theme. But if you have a favorite theme like Astra, for example, you can use the Divi Builder with Astra for that to work. And all these layouts are also there. So you can use all these pre-made layouts with the Divi Builder plugin and your favorite theme. Okay, and in fact, I've made a tutorial about this. I could try and find that for you and link it in the comments box. Okay, let's take a look here. Lynn says, did you do a course on how to be a YouTuber, or it just became good overnight? The answer to that, Lynn, is it didn't come good overnight, that's for sure. And the question is, did I take a course? And the answer to that is no. I just went in, just started creating tutorials, just uploading them. And as time went on, I was improving because it's not easy, especially if you haven't been on camera before or you heard the sound of your voice. These are things that put off a lot of people. But it was a matter of just, doing it over and over again until I got better and better and better and better and even more confident. And even right now, I don't feel like I'm 100% confident. It takes a lot of guts for me to be on camera and to speak to you like this. And sometimes I have moments where, I'm really nervous because I don't know how the show turns. But this is something that you can learn. And you just have to keep doing it, because the more you do it, you're going to get better. And if you have people that you watch on YouTube that you like how they present, you can just try and use that as your inspiration and just try and get some styles of how to present. But basically, in my case, I did not take any courses. I just pretty much went in and just started creating content. Okay. Right. Tech Cutter says, how to become famous in YouTube. Can you explain? Right. How to become famous. I think, as I mentioned, a few moments ago, yeah, it takes a lot of work, because like right now, if you take a look at my YouTube channel, the growth is not, I know it's over 30,000 subscribers, and that's great. I'm not really looking down at that and saying it's not an achievement. It's fantastic. That's a lot of people that have subscribed. But with YouTube changing the algorithms, just to become famous, it's not going to be, like that straightforward. It's going to need you to be very, very creative. And what I mean by that is a lot of things have to be on point. Your audio has to be very good. Your video has to be good. Your lighting has to be good. And the most important thing is you need to be entertaining. You need to resonate with people. You need to have rapport with people so that they can subscribe to you, because there's a lot of people out there who are trying to do the same thing. So it's not going to be, that straightforward. But of course, there's things that you can do to help you become that good. Okay. There's a lot of things that you can do, tools that you can also use to help you create content that people are actually looking for. But yes, it can be done. Right. Wayne says, what will be the schedule be for the future presentations? Right. The future presentations is going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So those are the first 3 days that I've blocked out. So every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, that's going to be the main days. And then if people love it, I can increase those days because the reaction that I get from you. In fact, to be honest with you, the reason why I've actually continued creating these tutorials for all these years is because of you, the viewers, the subscribers, that give me a lot of feedback. I get a lot of emails where people are very thankful about how I help them with my videos. That to me is the fuel that keeps me going, to be honest, because without the feedback, I don't think I would have even come this far. So your feedback is actually helps. And as I do the new format, again, I'll be keeping an eye on the feedback to see how you're finding it. If it doesn't work, no problem. We just go back to the old format and pretty much just continue with that. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, those are the days. Right, let's take a look here. Right, Tamar says, what is the best plugin for building all-in-one marketplace aims? What do you think about Dokkan and EDD plugins? To be honest with you, I have no idea what these plugins do. I haven't even looked at them. So this is something that I need to do a quick research on and then give you my feedback on that. So I'm afraid I can't give you much information in regards to that. Sheldon says, I guess practice makes perfect. Yes, that's absolutely true. Practice makes perfect. Monique says, will those days be live? No, these days won't be live. These will be just days where I do the actual tutorials. But the live show, I'm still debating when I should have the live show, because I need to have a sweet spot where I get a lot of people, tuning in, so that it becomes very exciting. Like right now, I've been on the show for more than an hour now. And the reason why it's exciting for me is because, there's a lot of interaction and there's a lot of you who have taken time out to join me on this live stream. So this is what really makes it exciting. And to be honest, I need to bring this live show back, because it's the opportunity for you to ask me questions just like that, rather than send me an email and then wait for me to get back to you. So this is going to be also one of those things. In fact, you know what? Why don't we do a vote? Which day do you think is best for the live show? Okay, just put your suggestions in there, and then I can pick a date which I think would work well for all of us. Okay, so just put a day that you think is best for the live stream in the comments box. In the meantime, I'm just going to take a look here and see if we have any more questions. Take Kata says, which application is best to edit videos on your laptop? And easy, ScreenFlow, without a doubt. That's, the video editing software that I'll recommend. Now, when you get better and better, that's where you can upgrade and start using things like Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro. But ScreenFlow is the best for like it's a screen capture, and it also does like this type of video that I'm doing. And if you're on a PC, it's Camtasia Studio. So Camtasia Studio is good for PC, and they also have a Mac version. But if you're just on a Mac, then I recommend ScreenFlow. Okay, right. Oh, Mark. Spence, thank you very much for joining in. Right. Mark's question is, why is Visual Builder taking so long to load these days? I haven't noticed that, you know. This is something that I may want to look into, but you're the second person now that have mentioned this, because on the Monday live stream, someone also mentioned that the Visual Builder is quite slow. So this is something that I need to test and see if this is also happening on my side. And if it is, I'll be definitely speaking to the support team to see or to raise this issue, because these are the issues that we need to be aware of in order for us to fix them, you know. So thank you very much for bringing that forward, and I will follow up on this and make sure that I get to the bottom of it. Okay, right. Rose says, what attracted me to your channel was your content. You go straight into it. I'm a visual learner. Sometimes you go quick, but it's okay. I pressed the rewind button. Rose, thank you very much for your feedback. Now, when it comes to my tutorials, the way I create them is how I would like to learn myself, because there's very few channels online that I'm subscribed to, because the teaching style has to be on point. And I agree with you. I mean, and I'm glad you see it that way, because when it comes to learning, if someone is going on and on and on to explain something that's so basic, to me, it just gives me a headache. You know, I just want to know how to do it. I'm in and I'm out. That's it. So that's how I try to create my videos. And thank you very much for that feedback. And I'll continue trying to do that as well. Okay. Right, so at the moment we have Thursday, we have Monday. Right, RJ2018 says, hi Mac, thank you for the great show. Really appreciate it. Just a quick question. Sometimes when I use Divi and when it loads on Microsoft Edge, it makes straight lines across the page. Please help. Right, RJ, I guess the Microsoft Edge is the browser. I mean the browser, I think, because I don't use Windows. I don't know how to rectify that, because I haven't really looked at it on Windows. So this is something that I may want to, or you may want to raise with our support team, because I'm not sure why that would happen, because I only use Chrome and Safari. So those are the browsers that I use. So I haven't really come across that problem. So I would say raise it with the support team, or I'll make a note of this as well and raise this and see if we can get to the bottom of it. Okay, thanks for your great question. Right, so let's take a look here. Social media says, what are your favorite tips for speeding up your website that using LearnDash without having plugins and conflicts? Right. To speed up your website, you need to have, what's it called? It's a distribution. It's a service which helps distribute your content across different servers. CDN. Yes, I went blank for a moment there. It's called a CDN. Okay. So what a CDN does is it pretty much takes the load off of your website, like your images and your queries and all of that. So it really makes it fast. So I also use a CDN for my website. And the second thing as well you need to do is to make sure the images that you use are optimized. Okay. Don't use high res images like you get straight from your camera onto your website. Because if you do that, it's going to take way long to pull that image down. So what you need to do is to make sure you compress that image. In fact, before you compress that image, you need to use a tool like Photoshop to resize that image and then optimize it. Okay, because that's one of the major things that slows down your website. It's the large images. So make sure your images are a very good size. Use a caching plugin and also use a CDN. Okay, I think it's a content distribution network. There's quite a few out there. So CDN is one of the most important things. Okay, right. So moving on. Take Cutter says, can I make my own website without payment like hosting and domain payment? Take Cutter, I mean, to be honest, why would you want to do that? Because if you go for an option where you want to design a website and you don't want to pay the hosting and you don't want to pay for the domain name, you are going to have a very long subdomain. Like, for example, you're going to have like takecutter.wordpress.org. I mean, really, would you want to have that as a domain name? I don't think so. So I would say to you, domain names are cheap. If you go on GoDaddy, in fact, yesterday I was on GoDaddy. There was some domains going for 99 pence. You know, that's less than £1 here in the UK. So, and that's £1 for a year. I'm sure you can sacrifice £1. I mean, I don't know your financial situation, but for you to have a decent domain name, I would just use that £1, buy that domain name, or even if it's $10, you know, just have that domain name, have your own space online, something that belongs to you. Don't use these long subdomains. They're very long and it doesn't look professional. Okay. And hosting as well. There's hosting options there where, I mean, I recommend InMotion hosting. You know, their web hosting plans are quite cheap. Some of them are $2, you know, per month. So I would, you know, really go that route and, you know, use some of these affordable web hosting options. But of course, if money is tight, then the only option is to use the subdomains. And I think WordPress does those. Okay. Hump Day Wednesday. Right. Social media says, how do you set up one-click cart for course products? I'd love there to be a simpler buying experience for my customers. Right. Very good question. Now, when it comes to shopping carts, this is something that was really frustrating for me because it's meant investing in a lot of different products out there that work for your shopping cart. So eventually I landed on this product called Kartra. Okay. It's an all-in-one marketing platform. It has your shopping cart. It does landing pages and all of that. But I don't really use it for landing pages because Divi is more superior when it comes to the landing pages. But what it has this one-click cart for your products, and it does a fantastic job. And this is something I'll be doing tutorials on in the near future to add to your website if you want to add this type of features to your website. But it's quite pricey. I think it starts at about $89 per month. But as I mentioned, it's an all-in-one package, but it's fantastic. Right. Right. It looks like quite about 2 or 3 have mentioned Thursday, a few on Monday. Yes, I actually forgot. Wallace, you're absolutely right. To speed up your website, WP Rocket, I've heard quite a few good things about it. That's something that you may want to try as well. Right. RJ 2018 says, Mac, I need your wisdom. I currently use WordPress to protect to password protect pages, but when it loads the front end where you put in the password, it does not look good. Is there another way around it? Right, RJ, very good question. Now, if you want this to look like really professional, I would say go with the membership plugin straight away. I know WordPress has an inbuilt way of protecting your pages, but a membership plugin is far much better. You have more options to set up your pages to make them look the way you want, and you can highly customize it. And the one I use is MemberPress. Let me see. Okay, yep. It's MemberPress, and by the way, this is an affiliate link. So if you want to use this, if you want to purchase MemberPress, if you do it through my affiliate link, I'll also give you access to the MemberPress course on how to get started. But this is the basically the best aesthetic way of protecting your pages. And as I mentioned, it has way more features. For example, let's say someone tries to access a page which they don't have access to. You can set error pages. So you can have a customized error page which says, sorry, you can't access this information. You have to be a member. Click here to be a member. Or if you're already a member, log in below. And then, they can log in that way. So it's fantastic. I use it as well on WP User TV. And I also use it on Divi University. So it can do basic stuff like that, and it can also do even more complicated stuff like protecting your courses that you create. Okay, right. Elevation says, where is it? Oh, Elevation says, I wish you'd let us know ahead of time when you're going to do a live stream. It's good. It's 6:30 a.m. here where I'm at. Right. I'm really, really sorry about that. Normally, I would like to make an announcement. And in future, I will be making an announcement when the live show is going to be, because that way it's fair for everyone. Because you can imagine someone trying to join the live stream, which is an hour long, that could be a bit challenging. But yes, that is a very good suggestion. And in the future, I will be doing exactly that. Okay. Let me just make sure I haven't... Mansoor says, I have a Divi license and I was working on Fiverr and creating websites in Divi theme with update API key, but Fiverr disabled my account and emailed me that you violated the third party. I'm not sure how that works. I know for a fact that Divi can be used on unlimited websites, but I think Like let's say in a situation where you're a design agency, you can design as many websites as you want for your clients. I wouldn't see any problem with that. And I would say get in touch with Elegant Themes or Fiverr themselves and let them explain why and where the violation was, because I don't think you can actually share your API key, to be honest. But I think you can design websites for your clients, but without distributing the API key. So I think that's where the problem is, but I'm not 100% sure. So do find out how that works. Okay, moving on. There's more questions here. Elevation says, have you used Themify? It's a page builder like Divi. Okay. I use a lot of, I've used a lot of page builders before. It's not just Divi that I've used. I've used Elementor. I've used, I'm going back in the days of Headway. I started using Headway. So there's a lot of page builders that I've used. But the reason why I stick to Divi, it's not because I'm a contractor at Elegant Themes. I started using Divi before I joined the Elegant Themes team. And the reason is Divi is heading towards an all-in-one package, which has all your graphic design elements that you need to design your website, as well as a page builder. And these tools make it actually much easier for you to design websites, because if you want to make your websites look professional, you have to have these tools like color. Like just last week, we just had an update on color and how Divi now has an algorithm that helps you choose, that helps you create colors that work well together. Now, to me, that is huge. Color itself is an area which is very difficult to go into, and by Divi making it easy to create color palettes for you, I think that's huge. And I'll also be doing an in-depth tutorial showing you how to use color in Divi. So those are the sort of things that I like about the page builder, and that's why I've stuck to it. I keep on using it, but I've used this Themify. They're quite good. I wouldn't say, it's bad, but I prefer the UI of Elegant Themes. Of Divi. I like the way it looks, the way it works. And I also like the direction that Elegant Themes is taking to make Divi be a better page builder. Okay? Right. Monique says, MemberPress plugin will let you password protect various pages. So unique login for each client, correct? Absolutely correct. So let's say you have 3 types of content on your website. Let's say you have videos, text, and audio. And you want to protect people that not to see the video, but to see the audio and text. You can set it up that way. So when they try to access it, they'll have an error message. And you can also have their own login pages. So when they log in, they only have access to what you give them access to. So if that makes sense. So you can have a website which has 10 different types of content, and you can customize it in such a way that they only have access to what they have signed up for. So yes, it's that powerful. Right. RJ says, if you right click and inspect element, is there a way to hide the fact that you're using Divi? No, there's no way to hide it, because this is baked into the actual code. So there's no way to hide it. And I wish, this could be an option that's coming soon, where you can pretty much hide all those links to avoid people knowing what you're using to design the website. Okay. Rose says, can you explain A/B testing? Right. A/B testing is used. I mean, in fact, this is mainly common in marketing where you have two versions of a web page. Let's say this one here has a headline which says how to design websites. And this one here has a headline which says how to make a website. So what you're trying to do here is to find out which one people respond to more. So how it works now is in Divi Leads, the A/B testing works in such a way that the people that come to that page that you've created, 50% are presented with how to make a website and 50% are presented with how to design a website. Okay, so over time, you will then be able to see which one people are, which are clicking or reacting to. So that is what A/B testing is all about, because sometimes you have no option, you have no way of finding out which headline works better than the other, which color works better than the other, or how complex a page is compared to the other one. So that's how A/B testing works. Okay, so I hope I've explained that well. Right. James Ferguson says, how do you transfer your site from one hosting to another? That's over a gig. Earlier on, we spoke about this plugin called All-in-One WP Migration. I think it's free for the first 500 megs, and then there's a paid version, but it's not that expensive as well. So that's the plugin that I would recommend. I've used other plugins before, and to be honest, they're a headache because you have to go in and fix all these links, and the databases sometimes don't work well. So this is the plugin that I would recommend. It's called All-in-One WP Migration. I don't have an affiliate for that, but this is something that I recommend because I've used it a few times and it worked flawlessly. I used to host my websites with Site5, a company called Site5, and I've moved them over to InMotion hosting, and it was that easy. It was that easy. So it's fantastic. I really highly recommend that. Okay. Wayne says, would MemberPress be a good fit for a simple forum? The answer to that, Wayne, is no. MemberPress is not a forum software. However, if you add a forum to your website, you can use MemberPress to protect that forum if you want people to, if you don't want certain memberships to access that forum. Okay, so MemberPress is not. I know the name sounds like a forum because there's quite a few plugins that use press as. In fact, BBPress is a forum, so I guess that's where you're thinking it could be a forum. No, MemberPress is actually a plugin for managing your members. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to check here if you have any more questions. Right. Earlier on, I spoke about, in fact, let me just make sure that. Okay. So I told you that I was going to tell you a story earlier on, and this is in regards to web design. And the reason why I have passion and I'm really excited about creating websites and web design and that kind of stuff is because web design changed my life. When I started off, I was in graphic design. And very quickly, I fell out of love with the fact that I had to do there wasn't a lot of creative stuff that I was doing. It was mainly like creating posters, logos, and it wasn't very exciting for me. So when I went into web design, it was more dynamic because in my agency, I used to help small businesses design, websites, design their websites. So every project was different. So that's where it was exciting. So the reason why I say web design changed my life is because there's a point where things were working really well for me. Companies were getting in touch, wanting to work with me. And one company that I ended up working with, because there was quite a few, there was Groupon, there was Voucher, there used to be a company called Amazon. I can't remember, but it was a deal, like a deal company. So like Groupon. So Amazon had that before as well. So I think it was called Amazon Places. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But anyway, so when I started working with these companies, we sat down and they wanted me to promote my like a product where I'll discount the web design for like maybe 80%, and this would actually make me a lot of money and bring in more customers. So at that point, I thought it was a very good idea. I didn't think it was bad. I had a team of three people working for me. We were doing quite well, serving my local area, Birmingham. So when I signed up with Groupon, the deal was I would set up a package, like a 6-page, 7-page website. The normal price would be £1,000, and then add 80% discount. It would be £200. Right? So that was the deal. That was the product that Groupon were going to promote. And they went on and did that. Now, at the time, I thought it was a very good idea. But things did not turn out well. It was one of the worst decisions I've ever made. And it caused me a lot of pain, to be honest. So what happened is they ran the promotion in Birmingham. I had a lot of people that responded to it, small businesses. And in total, we had close to about 150 websites that responded to that ad. So now was the process to actually have an initial consultation with these individuals that bought the package. So we'll sit down, they tell us what the website is about. We tell them, what we need, like images, the content, and all of that. But it turned out to be a very, very difficult task because managing 150 clients who all have different needs, different type of websites, and different expectations was crazy. Because on one hand, you wanted someone with a 5-page website, and even the contract wasn't very clear because I did not say 5-page website, but it can't be an e-commerce website, for example, or it's a 5-page website, but it can't be, like a membership website. So I ended up going above and beyond just for me to not be sued because of the contract that I had signed. So we started off designing these websites. We used a program called Basecamp because we started doing it manually. The communication was via email, and this got really, really complicated because the emails were just way too many emails. So we used a product called Basecamp, and that was working well. In fact, to be honest, Basecamp did a fantastic job because everything was all centralized. Everything was in one place. So if we asked a client for, let's say, content for their website, they would add it to Basecamp, and that's how we would manage it. So Basecamp was fantastic. Now, when it came to designing the actual websites, I started off using a product called Headway. I'm not sure if you're aware of Headway, but it used to be one of the best web plugins to work that worked with WordPress. So I used Headway, and it was very, very difficult because Headway was mainly designed for designers that wanted to make like really specific changes to their designs. Like you would really go down to the pixel to make those changes. And the UI was fantastic, but it took long for us to design these websites. And these websites had a turnaround of 3 weeks each, but it wasn't working. And that's how I fell in love with Divi, because I discovered Divi and it made the web design process easy. But even then, when I designed all these websites, my main aim now was to pretty much just do these websites, get them over and done with, and say bye-bye to web design. And that's what I eventually did because I was so burnt out. It was ridiculous. It was affecting my family life. It was affecting my relationship with my kids. I would be tired all the time and all these expectations. I just had to fulfill my contracts. So, and even money-wise, I lost a lot of money because you can imagine if a $200 website is taking you months to do because it's the client's fault, and you have maybe 20, 30 of these websites, pretty much you're working for nothing. So that is why that really got me to a point where I said goodbye to web design as an agency. And this is where now I went into actually teaching people how to design websites. So I do have the experience of running a design agency and working with clients, but I just got put off by the fact that I took a wrong decision. And it meant, I did so much in web design that I just fell out with web design. And this is why I transitioned onto creating courses and helping people design their own websites. So that's where we are today. So I thought I'll share with you that story. And I hope that gives you like an idea of how I ended up putting more content about Divi and how I ended up creating all these courses that I create today. So that's pretty much my journey, but I do get occasional situations where I create websites here and there. I mean, I don't mind. Right now, I think I currently have about 15, 20 websites that I'm running, but I don't market or advertise myself. I pretty much prefer doing what I'm doing right now, which is creating content because it's very creative. It gets me going. Okay, I thought I'll share that story with you. Okay, so it's, in fact, you know what? Today, I broke my own record. I've been on this live for about over 1.5 hours. That is crazy. So that's my personal best. Okay, I don't want to take too much of your time. I'd like to say thank you very much for your questions that you've provided in this show, and I hope you're looking forward to the new format. It's going to be a challenge, and please don't be overcritical because it's my first time, trying to take this format. So please do be patient with me, and most importantly, please do give me your feedback because that is very important because that's how I get to improve the show. And the show is not just for me, it's for us. So that's the most important thing. It's for us. I want this channel to be the place where we come and share ideas. I can share also my ideas, give you my tips, how-tos, and all that good stuff so that we help each other grow and encourage and promote each other. So I will be, if you haven't subscribed to my to Divi University or WP User TV, please go ahead and do that because I'll be sharing the link where you can post your video, which I can add as the question. And I'll also be promoting this moving forward. So I'd like to say to everyone that joined me on this live stream, thank you very much. You've made this very easy for me. In fact, to be honest, I was quite nervous because I was thinking, what if one person shows up? But you know what? Constantly, we've had 15 people watching this throughout the show. So really, thank you very much. If you're in America, happy 4th of July. I know it's a holiday over there. So I hope you have a great day. And to everyone else, enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll be doing a live stream again. Most of the feedback suggested Wednesday. So I will be doing the live streams on Wednesday moving forward. Around 11, that'll be the time. And then also keep an eye on the new format. And please do hit the bell notification right now. Please don't forget to do that because if you don't, you won't be notified when I release new tutorials. And check out divicake.com. They have a lot of plugins, themes. So do go to divicake.com and check them out. Okay, so thank you very much, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.